Look on the barrel, nothing there. Look on the box, nothing there. I'm about to leave, and all of a sudden I see on the desk sitting next to the laptop, red key card, and I'm like, oh, like I've never found a red key card before.
Dude.
So I'm just like, thwap. and I had just moved my sit case and replaced it with a key bar. And my case was full, and I swear to God, I almost shit my pants in that 1 second where I'm like,
what do I delete?
Move something out of my gamma. Dude, it was just like such a panic moment.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast, the show dedicated to talking about all the poggers things in life with a heavy focus on the first-person shooter Escape from Tarkov. I'm JesseKazam, one of your co-hosts.
And I'm Veritas. You caught me off guard. I wasn't ready for that. Holy shit, is that I'm a surprised boy.
That was the abbreviated version.
Are you gonna do like an abbreviated version forever now? I mean, you could.
I could.
You could.
I can.
You could definitely.
It's nice to have an intro as it's a real easy place to edit, but we could just shrink it down.
Hi, this is the Pogcast. Apparently PogChamp is now not allowed on Twitch or something anymore.
Yep.
And we need to get out of the way. That I don't know anything about your politics, so I can't speak for you, but all I can say is that the Pogcast has no connection or correlation with any weird political conspiracy theory bullshit.
None whatsoever. Yeah.
We're now taking over that term, and it's like Pepe, it wasn't always racist, caricature.
Yeah.
We have nothing to do with any of that stuff, okay, guys? Jesus.
Just let us have our fun podcast, please.
Yeah, just fuck off. We're not rebranding now.
It's too late, man.
It's too late.
38 episodes in, it's too late.
I finally, after 7 months, made a separate YouTube account for the podcast. I'm not gonna fucking redo another one.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we have that YouTube channel.
Yes.
It's got the branding and everything. It's got right now 0 videos and 0 subscribers. We'll have links to it and everything at some point soon. It's just a pain in the balls to upload massive amounts of videos. We can't just transfer over the videos, can we?
No, I wish I could link them all. I wish this actually might be a thing. I can link to the playlist on my channel or something. I don't know. I would like to have them all up. Here's how that's gone. I would try to figure out a way to batch upload, and then I did. And then I did a test batch overnight with 5 episodes, right? Because I didn't want to try with 27. 5 episodes. I wake up the next morning, it rejected all of them and said your videos are too long, which made no sense to me because they're all uploaded on my channel. And then I had to verify my account, do something.
Yeah, the problem is that you need you earn the right to get more shit the more subscribers you get and everything.
Yeah,
so
that's
our
true.
channel is new.
But then I did a retest upload with just 1 video, and 24 hours later it was still processing at 99%. All right. So that has happened to me uploading the podcast to my channel before, and I've just had to delete it and re-upload it. I deleted it, re-uploaded it, and that was 12 hours ago, and it's still processing at 99%. So the saga continues. I will try to get all of the old episodes up because I would like to have them all in one place on the podcast channel, but YouTube has been just cucking me left and right trying to get all this up. So they're 36 gigabyte files. So every time you do a test, it takes forever.
Dude, I mean, welcome to my world of when I made an hour-long video and then try to render it. It's it takes 17 hours just to fail on the last 7
one
frames.
Frame is corrupt, so you just
every day I get one chance and then I change one thing. Yeah.
Dude,
I'm gonna go ahead and let me grab the channel link for the podcast.
Yeah.
And I'll just add it'll be helpful if everybody that's in chat now if you're here, you're probably interested in the podcast enough that you would want to subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can actually go ahead and I believe you should be able to subscribe. Let me toss this in here. You guys, I'm sure you can probably just see our little avatar that I photoshopped and the little banner that I photoshopped. Just I hacked that bullshit together. Because because I didn't want to let that have hold us back. And then we'll make some better stuff later. But no subscribers. Let me refresh. 12 subscribers. Ooh. Oh my God, we are now. You can now upload 300-hour videos.
Yeah. I wonder if that is legit. Like, it was just like, stop trying to upload such big files. You don't have any subs.
Who are you? I want to see. There's got to be a way. Like, I'm partnered. You're like, there's got to be a way that you can just get like another like partner channel. But YouTube support it couldn't possibly be worse.
How long did that process take you? Because I've heard of people with well over 100K subs, and it's taken them like months and months and months, and they haven't heard anything back.
Yeah, that's actually surprisingly one of those things that wasn't terribly bad for me.
It just like worked. You're just
Yeah, like so what happened was I was over the 100,000 and was like, I really want that fucking like check mark, and I ended up sending an email to support and just being like, hey, I'm wondering if I can like apply for the plaque and also for like the thing. And they were like, we just looked and it looks like you're all set. So we'll send you the plaque in the mail. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Well, like, that was easy.
I just had to ask them.
Yeah.
I wish it was that easy to get my music channel associated with my thing because I still don't own any of my music on YouTube.
That's crazy. That's actually insane. Actually, wild.
We got 50 subs. We've made it.
We've made it. Easy. Dude, YouTube is easy.
Wrap it up.
All right. Well, I mean, there's quite a bit to dive into. A, it's been a long time. And B, holy hell, has a lot more happened in the past 10 days in Tarkov land than the past like 8 episodes where we were just talking about open world over and over again. So, I mean, we can start with the wipe. The last podcast, we kind of like rushed it forward because it was the out of nowhere, just like wipe tomorrow, 12.9 tomorrow, patch notes, boom, everything. So the wipe happened. How are you liking it? Are you level? Do you have Kappa yet? How's everything?
No Kappa. Level 39 or 38, I think. Yeah, I mean, overall, I was happy that the wipe happened when it did. Just because, selfishly, because I was just at the point where I was just bored, I had actually been spending a ton of time to grind out max level search and got max level search like 2 days before the wipe. So now I'm still double clicking. Like it took me a week to like get used to clicking twice, and then now I haven't untrained myself.
Yep.
But I've been trying to keep that in mind because usually I get to like level 53 before I'm like, oh, let's try to level search. So I'm like level 10 search. But overall I like it. Still having no Steam audio really sucks balls. And the netcode is no better than it was before.
Yeah, no better, no worse really. It's just
same old.
Same. Yeah, I was
but now it's just a cool map with a desync.
Yeah. I was in that same spot where like just before the wipe, I had maxed out search and strength. I'd never had max strength before, and I had just maxed it out. So we were like finding all these like jump spots and stuff, and then so I
want you to talk about max strength after. I want to talk to you about that.
I've never had anywhere close to max strength, and then getting used to it, and then wiping. Holy hell, bro! I had max endurance, strength, search, health, and like one other thing.
They changed jumping before the wipe. They changed, and then they fixed it because it was like jacked up.
They like half fixed it. They
full
messed it up.
I feel like,
and then they like
after the wipe they reverted. I think back to before the fix. So now it's like my first factory run. I'm going over to this thing that's like knee height metal bar, and I'm like can't jump over it because I'm level 1 strength and the jumping is fucked. So I wish they would change that.
Holy cow, it was so weird that they tried to fix it, and it felt like, especially I think it affected people with max strength more, but it was just such a weird thing. But like you would jump and then it would feel like you would all of a sudden fall back to the earth at terminal velocity. You'd be like boing, whap. And it was just
break your legs.
Yeah, you felt like you would just break your legs. You fell so fast. So you would try to time jumps, and then you would just like right in front of what you were trying to. It was weird. It was weird, but it was super weird going wiping and then trying to double click to search, feeling like I can like jump over everything and just like looking like an idiot. But yeah, I was kind of indifferent about the wipe when it first happened, but like this wipe has been really fun. It's been really fun to like see progression. Like I always tell people, the story, like my first wipe, I had a 7% survival rate. I've had Kappa twice now. So 2 wipes ago, I was like, there's no way I can get Kappa. And then I got it. And then I did it last wipe. And now we're only 11 days into the wipe. I'm like level 41 and I have like 15 quests left. They're going to take me forever because they're like the worst quests. But it's just like, it's been cool to see progression. Me and like one of my buddies have been going absolutely ham. It's been super fun. It's been super fun.
Hell yeah. I literally just now did the craft for... I got a couple of lead X's yesterday.
Nice.
Or the day before yesterday. Oh, yeah. God, that I got to talk about.
I saw the clip, dude. I saw the clip.
Talk about what happened 2 days ago. I fucking forgot about this. I'm actually not that butthurt. It's mostly just like...
Yeah.
It's just a vindication of my frustrations. But I sold the 2 lead X's that I got. And... then I had enough money to invest in a fucking tank battery so that I could craft the car batteries so that I could get past the fucking therapist quest, because I found 1 car battery in like however many hundreds of fucking raids. I've done 250 raids and I found 1 car battery, and I've been looking literally everywhere. So glad to fucking have that done.
I think, dude, I don't know if you remember, we were doing the podcast when the last wipe happened. And I was like, dude, I can't find gas analyzers. I was like, Veritas, I know they're coming. I know you can find them. And I was like, Veritas, I can't find gas analyzers. It took me.
And then how many raids did I find 2 gas analyzers? Every factory run, I go in and find 2 gas analyzers.
For like a week, whether I was in chat or not, you'd find one and go, Jesse, are you here? I'm telling you, I couldn't find them. But dude, Nikita kissed me on the forehead with RNG this wipe, dude. Holy cow. Day one of the wipe in my first stream, I had all the gas analyzers. I had all the cigarettes for Bad Habit. I had graphics cards I needed. I had one of the flash drives. The other flash drive took me a while, but like I got just like RNG'd out into oblivion. I got solo game. My whole stash, my whole EOD stash was like 2 rigs and 2 guns and then like items that I was keeping. It was nuts.
Hell yeah.
So
same.
It was super fun.
I've got 2 lucky scav junk boxes just full of just junk.
How do you feel about them being 1.9 million rubles? I know that chat was like was sure to correct me. They made that change like in the middle of last wipe, but I remember very specifically the first wipe they were added, they were 800K, and then they were upped to 1.3 million. And then I think at the beginning of the last wipe, that's when I bought one. And then halfway through the wipe, they upped it to 1.9, but I didn't need another one. So I'm like, day 1 of the wipe, I'm like, ooh, therapist level 2. And I was like, 2 million rubles? Like,
yeah, well, like, what the fuck?
What the heck? It's the most like non-game breaking item in the game. It just helps everybody. You know what I mean? It should have a cost associated with it, but 1.3 was fine. Like, I don't know.
I think they would rather people craft it than buy it, probably.
Yeah, I guess that might have been the push. I crafted mine this time.
Yeah, I didn't craft mine. I bought both of them just because for a long time, and I think they still are, mag boxes, later on in the wipe, the mag boxes end up being, they sell for less than what mechanical sell them for, which is like 260. Because everybody's crafting them everywhere. But now, because people can't buy them, most people can't buy them, and a lot of people can't craft them, they're going for 360 on the flea market. So it used to be worth it to craft mag cases and then use the mag cases to make the junk box, and then you could sell a junk box. But now I don't know if it would be worth it. How much do junk boxes go for on the floor? Oh, there's 1.9 mil.
Yeah.
So maybe
it probably
are worth it.
It probably ends up being close because there's always a markup. Like there's a markup on the things to craft the mag cases, and then there's a markup on the other things you need in addition to the mag cases to craft the thing. But to me, it felt like less of a giant chunk. And even if I broke even, it was like a little at a time, so I could spend like 100K on stuff to craft this and then go do a few raids and maybe make that money back instead of just spending 2 million rubles. I always get really nervous once I go back under like a mil, so I try to keep some. I always keep a few Bitcoin too, to just like, if I need to just like liquidate and just get some cash, I can. But yeah. I think one of the biggest things about the wipe, I mean, we haven't talked about this at all because we touched on everything going through the patch notes, but like, dude, day one of the wipe, cultists are finally in the game. How have you run into them at all yet? Me either.
I haven't done that many night raids.
Yeah. And I've done most of mine, I think, on interchange, which they don't spawn. So on interchange. So
yeah, I've only seen a couple of clips and they've all been like Bigfoot sightings where it's like you see somebody swiping a knife and then like the recording ends. It's like, why is everybody doing Blair Witch style fucking documentaries with like shaky cam, unclear thing? Like, what the fuck, you know? Like, they must, I don't know how rare they are, but I just feel like I'd be seeing, well, I don't really look for clips. I don't really try to, I play too much Tarkov, so I don't fucking watch any content.
Yeah.
But apparently I just know that they're like, are totally silent until they're like right behind you and they giggle and try to stab you. Fuck
they
that
like,
shit, dude.
I don't know if this is a meme or if it's real, but I've watched plenty of clips. It feels like they don't make footstep noises. You just like, and then
you hear like,
dude, and they always have the freaking mask on, the little alien mask, and it's terrifying, but it's cool. So as I understand it, it's essentially a boss. It is a boss. There are 3 or 4 cultists, and then the cultist priest, and they like use crazy tactics. Like they'll like shoot to draw. Like one will like run away and then like shoot to draw your attention, and then the other ones will come up behind you. Like they're nuts, dude.
What the actual fuck?
Yeah, and they can. Do
they? So is there always like 4?
I think so. I think there could maybe be a maximum of like 7. I remember hearing, but I think there's normally like 4. They can spawn anywhere. I think it's like a 50 to 100 meter radius around a marked thing. So it's a pretty big radius. So it's not just like, they're not like crazy farmable. A
football field around,
where you're just going to go to the marked circle and they're all going to be standing around it.
Like now there's 2 marked circles now in woods.
2 marked circles in woods. They can spawn on customs. They can spawn on reserve, but I heard that there were problems with them spawning on reserve.
Customs?
Yeah, there's the marked room, and then there's a marked room in Fortress. One of those rooms has like all the candles and the things, so they can spawn at Fortress and at dorms. Yeah.
But it has to be nighttime. I should do more night raids.
Yeah.
I just hate the way that
same
night vision. It's like flashlights are not good. They just, like, if you have a flashlight going down a hallway, the hallway is like completely whited out.
Yeah.
So you have to like always be looking off center, which now your crosshair placement is bad and you can't see the person that you're aiming at because they're covered up by the light, but they can't see you. Yeah, that's frustrating. And then night vision, I just hate the way it looks. Like I feel like I can't see good with them.
I completely agree. I think the cultists, I've watched enough clips to be like, they seem very well executed. Like, because they want to melee you, there's almost a buffer between the like AI god mode, just like bot, where they're just going to kill you. So it's a cool engagement. I've watched a ton of clips where instead of just like they see you in the dark and shoot you in the head, they try to move in close. They try to poison you. That gives you a chance to turn around and shoot them. And it's like,
I've heard they have guns though. They can't shoot? They
do have guns, but they'll try to sneak up on you first. They want to infect you. They want to poison you.
Sick fucks, dude.
Yeah.
I actually have an antidote. I've had an antidote. I got an antidote on day 1.
Really?
The XTG12.
Yeah.
I've just got it sitting here. I wonder how much it's going for on the flea market. 30?
Yeah,
it's 37K. It's not that bad.
So they'll like do that. So yeah, so what I was saying is like Cultist seems like a really cool fleshed out thing that we've wanted for a while, and it seems to live it up. The problem is night raids. It's that night vision is, the quad nods are like, feels like the only good ones, and they're really expensive, although you can get cheaper ones. There's bugs with the night vision where you can see I can be standing somewhere. I can see really well. I can see in windows. And then I pull up my scope. I'll run like a voodoo. I love running voodoos and stuff like that. I'll pull it up and then everything is like 8 shades darker and you can't see through windows anymore. So now I can't use a long range optic night raid if I use NVGs. And then exactly like you've said, flashlights have flipped and they used to just not show up to other players. Remember you like couldn't use flashlights in PvP because the other player wouldn't see it? Well, now that's the only use for flashlights because if you're in the dark in a hallway and you turn your flashlight on, you can't see either. So it's really sucks because this could finally drive enough like regular non-chads to night raids to make them like really fun. But the equipment, it just seems so faulty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
I mean, honestly, here's the deal. One of the things that they need to implement, and this is one of the things I was actually talking to the special forces dude last night, is IR beacons and or lasers need to work the way that they work IRL, which is like you can't see them unless you have
NVGs.
NVGs, because not only would that make night raids and like it would make everything so much more powerful because you can like essentially blind people with the laser if they have NVGs. But the biggest thing there, and the thing that got me most excited, imagine if you had proximity-based VoIP, like directional-based VoIP, and IR beacons, just rolling through with 1 or 2 teammates. You always, like with a flashlight, it's so much easier to track people when they're moving and you can see that they have a beacon that's flashing or they have the laser. So if you're like fighting scavs or you're fighting people with flashlights, like you know who your teammates are. And when you talk to them with VoIP when you're not in Discord, it's so much easier when you're like, I'm going to go left. When someone to the right of you says that, you hear it in front of you and to the right. So you know who is going to do what. Yeah. You don't hear, is that you? Is what me? Who?
Yeah.
Like,
who are you
like,
asking?
I don't know. Who is looking at who?
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, Wiggle, right? Like it gets rid of that because you can essentially just have really cool, he was talking about some of the code words that they use. As just like it reminded me of, I don't know if it was Saving Private Ryan or if it was Band of Brothers, but they have the little clicky clicky. They sound like little crickets.
I think that was
just to be able to be like, and they say flash, thunder, or whatever, right? Like just to be able to do that. If you come up behind somebody and you can say, is that you? And they respond to you, whether they're looking at you or not looking at you, like it'll sound different and you'll be able to know who you're talking to. That would be game changing for squads and it'd be way more immersive.
It really would. I was reminded because we had that conversation, I think 2 episodes ago or whatever, where we talked about that, like beacons for players. And I was like, no. And then we like really dove into it. I had that. So we were on customs. It was me and a duo, me and Desmond. We were on customs. He was in the middle stairs and like third story. He was in third story. He was in the middle stairs. I was by marked room. Somebody opened the door on the other side and engaged on me. So I went to cover. And then he just like, I was like, guy all the way at the end of the hall. He pops up the staircase, kills him. I was like, oh, sweet. And then he was like, oh, yeah. Like I killed that guy. And I peeked the hallway and somebody was running at me the minute he said, this is me. And I was like, oh, and then the guy killed me. And it was like, neither of us knew that there were 2, but he was at the other end and he was peeking. So he thought I would see him and he went, this is me. And I was like, this is me. And then the dude just like stopped and like raised his gun and shot me. And I was like, what? And proximity based stuff would be so much different because he'd be yelling at me from the other end of the hall and this guy would be in my grill.
This is me.
Yeah.
Hey, and this is me. But who's this guy in front of me? You're like, you know what they need to do? They need to make a simple animation that when you are speaking in game, if your mouth just, I don't care, it doesn't have to like fucking phonetically match. If it's just like, this says, hey, then at least like, imagine how fucking useful that is because that's how in real life you look at people and you identify them like based on what they're wearing, based on their voice, based on how they sound, based on how they walk and they run, how tall they are, how they move. There's a million things that let you identify people that in Tarkov you don't have, which is part of why I'm kind of going to be advocating for. I have a really nice minimalistic like UI element idea that I have for identifying who your teammates are, and there are ways to make it so that like memory and perception skills are tied to that. And also one of the cool things that I was talking with a guy last night was it'd be really cool if the more you played with somebody, the more you like recognize them, the more. So if you like look and you've played with them 1,000 hours, the little tiny subtle dot above their head will pop up, and then instantly, and then will fade out after a second or two. That's like, and if you're level 1 and you've never played with somebody before, it might take a second when you look at them.
Yeah, for it to pop up,
and it
or
pops
something.
up, and then it slowly fades out so that it's not like in the way constantly.
Yeah,
that is the video game mechanic that represents the real life. Your brain has to recognize the person.
Yes.
When everybody's wearing the same gear and everybody's the same height and the same shit, then
we've completely
you don't have that.
We've broken the realism in the game of like, right, in real life, Usex, I guess you could explain it with lore, but Usex wouldn't all just be running around killing Usex willy-nilly. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the fact that we're all wearing the same uniform on day one means nothing. So there isn't that realistic, like, oh, bear Usex, because that is pretty easy to tell in game. Like, when I'm playing with, bear over there, it's easy to tell. But I can kill Usex, I'm a Usex, I kill Usex. So there isn't. So that'd be really cool, because in that moment we broke that down afterwards, and it was like neither of us did anything wrong. You peeked the hallway and said, "This is me."
You communicated.
Yeah, we didn't know there was a second one. As you started moving, he started moving towards me. I didn't want a team kill, so I'm not trying to be trigger happy Jesse. I peeked the corner and I was like, "Oh, I saw it," and then he shot me in the face, and I was like, "Damn!"
Imagine if you heard, "Yes, this is me," and the character's mouth didn't move.
Yeah, I'd be like,
you'd instantly be like, "Oh fuck!" Like even if you weren't able to localize the sound properly.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
That'd be so
for
sick.
For sure. So yeah, that would be dope. I don't know how we got there from Cultists, but that would be sick. I'm so for it. Oh, we were talking about night vision and stuff like that, and the fact that like night just doesn't feel. It just doesn't feel.
So I should probably take the time real quick to share what happened to me a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Because it's
like 4 people in chat came with the clip.
It's just my viewer went up like 300 just to come in like, oh, you fucking cuck. Yeah, so I was running Shoreline trying to find LEDXs and on ophthalmoscopes for one of the Think Therapist quests.
Yeah.
And for the first time ever, so you know how when you run through the open 218, the one that's always open, I don't know if it's East Wing or West Wing. I always forget. I think East.
Yeah, I think so.
So you run around the corner out of the balcony and into the room, and there's like a box and a barrel and a desk. I have always been looking on the barrel or on the box for keycard spawns. That because I've just never looked at the wiki. I just knew that like that's where I didn't know if it was red card or blue card or whatever. I just like knew something spawned there, and I've checked a million times, never found anything. This time, look on the barrel, nothing there. Look on the box, nothing there. I'm about to leave, and all of a sudden I see on the desk sitting next to the laptop red key card, and I'm like, oh, like I've never found a red key card before.
Dude.
So I'm just like, thwap. and I had just moved my sick case and replaced it with a key bar. And my case was full, and I swear to God, I almost shit my pants in that 1 second where I'm like,
what do I delete?
To, like, move something out of my gamma. Dude, it was just like such a panic moment. And then I dragged it in, and this was after. So I went in, I spawned in, I instantly got into like a 1v3 fight. With dudes that were coming in from was coming in from the back. They were coming in from by like the helicopter in the front.
Yeah.
So I was shooting them through the windows, and it was like I was kind of getting a little fucked up and everything, and they ended up actually running away. But so I was like healing, but I had hit a couple of them. I didn't kill any of them, but we had some combat. I did some healing. I then looted first floor, second floor, third floor, every door, every room that I had keys for, everything. Then I killed a scav. And then I found the red key card, and it was like, time to go.
Yeah.
And I went out to the back. I'm like, please, please, please. The fucking green smoke was there. I'm like, thank God. And I walked towards the exfil, and I'm like, there's a good chance this is going to be a run through. It never happens to me, because I don't know. I just never have any reason to leave. This was the one time where I'm like, I must go.
I gotta go.
So I'm like, this could be a run through. Like in before run through is like my last fucking thing, and then I got a run through because it was, I think like 6.5 or 7 minutes was the raid. Even though I've looted 1 billion rooms and I killed a scav.
Yep.
That's just not enough. That's not enough to. Although I went into labs the next raid and I looted a bunch of stuff, and then I ran to the basement because I went into Sanitar's little locked room there and got like a shit ton of stims that I needed for the quest. And then I opened the elevator, and then one of the raiders kicked the door down the hallway in the basement. So I just tapped him in the head and exfilled, and it was like a 4-minute raid.
Yep.
And I got like 12,000 XP or whatever. It's like
raiders. It's so stupid. One raider's like 2,000 or 3,000 XP, even if you don't headshot him. It's crazy.
Yeah, so everybody's asking what's bad with a run through. So if anything that's in your gamma container or that you get a run through, it loses its found in raid status. So no longer was like, I didn't have the ability to sell it on the flea market, which if you check and see what the value is,
and they're cheap now.
Now granted, not only did I not have the flea market's not loading for me, everything's fucked. Not only did I not have enough money to even list it, so I didn't care because I would have had to like liquidate everything that I had been saving up. So it made the decision about like when you find something like that, it's do you use it or do you sell it? And in this case, it was like, well, you've just made it so that now when I do like labs runs, I can
loot Red Room,
And then I looted Red Room, and the first time I went in there, now I came across cheaters pretty much every raid. But I was able to get into the room and loot it, and it was like there's like 7 suppressors and like a bunch of stims and like some treasure items and shit. So I think it's already like paid for itself in terms of it sells for like $1 million, like 1.5 mil or something to therapist. But
that's what's crazy.
I wasn't gonna do that.
Is that like it's a great key, but I have such like it's so not worth 50 million rubles. Like how many like just surviving a labs raid is a feat in of itself. You know how many labs raids you have to go get a spawn where you get to loot the Red Room, loot valuable things, and extract with it. Now, exactly, if like, so it's only because it's got a completely false value that it's not worth it. Like, you know what I mean?
It's because it's rare.
Yeah. Yes.
That's the only reason why it's
the
expensive.
Rarity
it's not because,
doesn't match the quality of the key. And because of that, the people who want everything or who are labs mains will justifiably try to pay more than the next guy. So I get it. So yeah, it's like, if I can only sell it for 1 million to therapists, I would keep it too for those times that I go labs. But it's just, oh my God, it's so overpriced on the Flea. It's wild. But you're absolutely right. The rarity, I've never seen one. I know poor Tweak, dude. I think the entire last wipe, he was farming one. Like he was going straight. He's a shoreline main. He didn't find one at all. It was wild.
Yeah, I feel like they might have bumped up the spawn rate. Because Maybe. I've had some people, there was somebody who came into my chat, I forget who it was, and they had a video. I didn't end up seeing it, but I just kind of like took their word for it. I didn't feel like watching the video, but they said that they got 2 red key cards, one right after the other in 2 separate raids. And then I found it, which like I don't run Shoreline. I only run it when I have to do like kill scabs, or whatever. And then I found it, so I don't know. I mean, it's totally anecdotal and not how statistics works. But
it could be.
My gut's telling me that I don't know. A lot of people have been saying they found it. So
that would be honestly a good thing because it would level out the value of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, then it would make the value closer to you actually have a real decision around like
exactly.
Like it should be worth a month's worth of red keycard runs.
Yeah. Like
that's what the value should be. Now maybe that is 50 million rubles. I don't know what that number is. But maybe I should do that.
I guess it depends on, this could be our next topic. It depends on how many Bitcoin spawns in there are. Dude, do you see Bitcoin was like 525,000 rubles this morning.
This was it? I sold one earlier and I don't remember what it went for, but
over 500K.
Fuck yeah, dude. And now I'm just like I'm trying to get the goddamn Bitcoin farm up and running.
I got Perfect Mediator done, where you get level 4 traders, and Propor gives you a thick weapons case. I immediately listed it on the flea market for $6 million and bought everything I needed and 10 graphics cards. Just like $6 million. That's 12 Bitcoin. Like, okay, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'll sell it and buy that stuff. You know what I mean? So
it looks like all I need is Intelligence Center 2, which I'm currently building. Yeah. It's in the progress of building, and then I need 15 CPU fans and I need 8 more power supply units, which right now I just sold those 2 LEDX, so I still got money left over. I should just be able to buy those.
Power supplies are stupid. They're like 120, 130K a piece.
Oh, God, I've got so many of them. What the fuck?
Bro. Dude, so that actually leads to another thing I wanted to talk to you about, but we can plan. I feel for the economy of Tarkov, 500K for a Bitcoin is wild. Like, level 2 Bitcoin, you can make 3 coins a day. And that means all you have to do is launch the game, click collect, sell, and you're 1.5 million rubles a day in perpetuity. Like, doesn't that kind of...
But I know what you're getting at, but think about it. If you go in and you wear a Corund and a decently built M4 and like a fast MT with Swordens, and you have 4 mags full of mid-level ammo, that's like that's like fucking 700, 800, 900K.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm totally fine with the game basically saying everybody who has a Bitcoin farm gets 2 good runs at least a day paid for. To me, that like makes the game suck less, you know?
I don't know, because it just means more. Like, to me, that means if everybody that's got the Hideout upgrade gets 2 free top-ish to meta tier kits a day, and that wasn't how it was, you know what I mean, last wipe, then all the problems around like loot, like gear just won't matter. Like, you know what I mean? Class 4 gear will be worthless, because if everybody playing the game has 2 free kits a day, you're going to get a bunch of people that just run those kits and then stop playing, collect their Bitcoin the next day. It's just going to push more people into meta stuff. Meta stuff's going to be cheaper on the flea market because more people
well, see, I don't think it's going to be cheaper.
Yeah,
I think
maybe
it's
the other way. Yeah, that's true.
From inflation, right? Everybody's going to have so much money that
exactly.
It, like,
I just feel like that's a net negative on the game, though. I don't know.
If you can only buy 2 core runs, then that's like your 2 runs where you have an hour and a half where you're going to be paying not 99K but 300K, right?
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is the limits on what you can buy from traders. That is the real buffer of how many runs of gear can you buy from traders? That's the good stuff.
Yeah.
Before you have to then defer to overpaying on the inflated flea market, you know?
I think it's just going to inflate the concept that gear is the most important thing. People are going to start just running out with slicks and all. My buddy Desmond's going to be running out with an 8R, killing them all, filling his thick items cases full of stuff. You know what I mean? It's just because everyone's going to have access to everything. They're going to, I don't know. I'm selling my Bitcoin at 500K. I'm not saying I'm not going to do it on principle or anything. I just feel like long term, it just means everybody in the game has more money. That means every ammo that there's still a limit on is just like, it's like APSX. You can buy 300 of them for 372 rubles, and then the rest are 4,999 around. And it's like, that's just going to keep climbing. And I don't know, it just feels so weird. It feels like it's so much money. Max level Bitcoin, 50 cards. They changed the time a little bit. I don't know how much time 50 cards does a Bitcoin now, but it just, you don't have to do anything, bro. You can be a Tarkov, you can be 100 millionaire before the next wipe.
How many? I don't even know how many
doing anything.
Graphics cards I have. Okay, I have 4. This is after turning in the ones I needed for quests and stuff. I've got 4. That's enough to get started.
Yeah. It'll be like 14 or 15-ish hours, 15 to 16 per Bitcoin with like 4 cards, which is still 500K a day. You know what I mean? And then we we don't have to go down the road of IRL talking about Bitcoin on the podcast. But let's say a version of reality where the growth IRL continues. At what point does the madness stop? Is it cool to have 3 million rubles a day if they go up to 1 million rubles a coin? Like, when does the madness stop? You know what I mean? Like, that's I don't know.
I feel like what they're gonna have to do is basically just make it so that Bitcoin doesn't spawn anymore, like in the world, and you have to, which is kind of realistic that you don't find physical Bitcoin. It's something that you have to farm or buy. I feel like that makes a lot more sense
because that's what's propped up my economy. You get like 17 Bitcoin from quests, and I was holding them. You know what I mean? You get like 3 from a random mechanic task, you get 3 from one of the gunsmiths, you get 2 from one of the gunsmiths, you get 1 from one of the gunsmiths, you get 3 from another task, and then you're like, oh, this is 8 million rubles. You know what I mean? Like I can then you just buy everything you need for the hideout and it print money. Anyways, so Bitcoin.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Because it's like we said, if it's all tied to IRL, it's like, it could go the other way too and just completely normalize, but
I'm one of those weirdos that, like, if everybody's fully geared every raid, that's more fun than if everybody's just a pistoling and I'm fully geared and I'm still getting fucked on. Like, it at least makes it so that
sense.
The when fights and everything are interesting.
And when you get kills, you can loot something, not just a pistol.
Yeah. It makes it, and it also just makes that stuff more accessible for newer, not as good players, because they have the ability to make money.
Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. It'll be interesting. But yeah, man, it's been crazy. It's like this every wipe, but for some reason, I don't know. I felt like, how do you feel like just like random knickknacks are worth more than they were this time last wipe? I just feel like, dude, if you survive a scav raid, you have 500K. Like if you looted anything.
I spawn in with a gas analyzer or fuel conditioner as a scav.
Every time.
About 85% of my scav runs. That's just like a given, which I think is cool that you spawn with some junk. Agree. Now we're at that weird transition point that a lot of people aren't necessarily used to, where a lot of players, they either have forgotten or they don't remember or they don't know what the level 2 and level 3 hideout crafts are.
Yep.
So they don't know what things are going to be valuable coming up. Like how much was sugar worth last wipe?
Oh, dude, I have been hoarding sugar. And towards the end of the wipe, it climbed up close to 100K. It was crazy.
Yeah, and now it's worth less than 20K.
Yep. Same with water filters.
Exactly, water filters are cheap. So, I mean, it's like one of those things that it's just going to be like the people who are hoarding it now are going to benefit later, where all the early stuff is expensive. And then later, when everybody's past the early stuff, the prices are going to go down.
Yeah.
And all of the mid stuff is going to go up, right? Like hoses and stuff are going to become even more expensive. And then like graphics cards and all these other things are going to get even more expensive. So you just have to play the market. Like
the first few days of the wipe, power supply units were 20 to 30K. Now enough people are like, oh, I want Bitcoin farm, when you need like 10 at every level. So they skyrocketed to 150K. CPU fans were 50K earlier. Yeah, I think a bunch of people were trying to buy them at the same time, and it pushed it up quickly because I checked later that day and there was like 30. But like if you just click at a bad time, CPU fans, one of the most thrown away trash items in the game, was 50K.
Have those gone up? Have those gone up? Because I at one point had a list because I had so much junk that I'm like, I have to look and see. I know all of these things have value and have use, but there comes a point where it's like I've already used all the CPU fans I need for quests and for crafting. You just don't remember the 17 other levels.
Exactly.
So like, you just don't need any more of them. Like I know that I don't need any more hoses for. So like now I can just start selling them and get rid of them. But But yeah, like CPU fans were one of the things that was on my list of like, just don't grab anymore.
Yep.
And now it's like, fuck, I need them for the thing.
Bitcoin farm, yeah. And they're crazy expensive. 50K single slot. The other day, I did a scav raid on customs. Like, and I'm thinking about doing a video about it, but it's like, have you tried to scav reserve? I mean, I don't know how much you scav, but like, try and scav reserve and, start reading chess theory in the meantime, because it's going to be 45 minutes before you get in. You're going to get in, either get one tapped by a player scav, one tapped by a raider, one tapped by a gluhar, or one tapped by a player. And then you're going to try again the next time, because maybe you'll get a COFDM and sell it for 300K on the market. I spawned customs right next to USEC stash, looted everything that was already looted, found a car battery and a few CPU fans, a few random stuff, loot one building. I was like, oh, geez, I'm ready. Ran directly to extract, sold everything, the gun I had, the rig, all that stuff on the flea market. It was like 597K. I was like, cool. Easy. Like, it's crazy. But people still sit in 20 to 40 minute queues for reserve, because they can maybe get a raider, one tap a raider with their TT and pull out a few grenades and a Gen 4. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, just you can go woods too. You can go woods and get mad money, bro. It's crazy.
I still get my success of being able to get in and get value like per minute. And
on factory, yeah.
On factory is just because like you spawn in and you're either like third floor or you're like right in the middle at the bottom of stripper pole. So it's like you check those jackets. I found a dozen factory keys and marked keys in the jackets. This is like a super secret thing that I probably shouldn't say, but I will, because I don't ultimately think it's going to really affect me that much, but it will positively affect the community. There is something, I'm convinced that there's something special about the 2 jackets by forklifts.
Oh, I've seen Deadly pull some crazy stuff from there.
I've gotten more marked key, factory key, reserve keys. Like every time one of them has some dope shit. Yeah. I feel like and this totally could be like confirmation bias or whatever, but there's something about those 2 jackets. Me and Fluven, we call them the God jackets, because it's like every day we've got screenshots sent back and forth of like, look what I found in the God jackets. Like there's always fucking something there. One of them is going to have, like matches, and then the other one has a 226 key, and it's like, oh, fuck. Okay, yep. So seriously, just checking the 2 jackets under stripper pole, the 2 jackets by forklift, and the 2 jackets in the office. You'd be surprised how many times you spawn in as a player scav, you go into office, and the safe, the jackets, and the 2 things haven't been looted. Yep. Because people just assume that it must have been looted already, and everybody just assumes that until somebody checks it, and it's like, oh, fuck. Yep. So
if you want to make money, just go to the traders and filter only by barter items, and just click on everything and see what barters. Hot rods are 40, not hot rods, Tarkolas are 40K. People are drinking those things. 40K single slot value because they trade for the fridge. Squash you need for a barter and for the craft for the Tashanka, which they can be found in raid. Squash are 30K. Like an insane amount of like food is really expensive. You know what I mean? Like
it never used to be, but it is now because
and it won't be in 2 months.
Of the crafts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I remember somebody was saying at one point it was like the croutons and the crackers and stuff were like super expensive. And I've been like, I took note of that, and then like a week later started picking them up, and now it's like, oh, they're fucking 3,000 rubles.
3,000 rubles.
Shit. So it's all about, you have to know, you have to be like a stock market kind of mindset of knowing like, you need to know beforehand and plan for it. And it can be hard to do that sometimes. Yeah. But I'm just remembering all of the things that had value at the end of last wipe that don't have value now. I think that they will have value in the future. So that's what I'm kind of banking on.
Yep. It's crazy. And people often focus down areas that are really rich in one specific type of loot, and will oftentimes leave behind areas that are rich in loot, but that loot is varied. So USEC stash, again, if people want CPU parts, they go interchange and they hit all the computers, or they go shoreline and they go 306. but like U6 Stash Room has 2 computers, but also toolboxes and also food spawns and also jackets and also fuel spawns. And so you can just hit that one building and still walk out with 500-600K, and nobody's going there for CPU fans because they're like, it's only 2 computers. I'll go this way and get 6. And so you just get it all and sell it, and you've made crazy money. It's wild. It's wild.
Yeah, there's tons of value in computers right now. Like I search every computer now because you have the more computers you check, the more chances you have to get the lucky graphics card roll. I found 2 graphics cards in PCs. There's been a public service announcement. There's been some fuckery with the hit boxes and the spawn positions of the flash drives. I've seen them on the floor in front of the computer, and I've also seen them like not stuck in like the USB, but like flat up against the computer. Yeah, just but like in the front middle, just flat, like it hasn't been spawning in the right orientation. So many people, I'll go in and I'll go to loot a computer, and you know how you see like the clothes in the back, like someone's opened it, and there's a fucking flash drive just like floating in there. It's like they just didn't see it.
Dang, that's crazy. I was farming for my second one, the last one I needed to get to Friend from the West, and I hit the van on customs, and I peeked in, and neither computer had one. And then as I peeked away, I peeked in it again, and it spawned on the floor, but like behind the door that you can't open, and I had to like sit there and wiggle, and then you could pick it up, and then I picked it up and I ran away. I was like, when the hell did they start spawning down there? But
I'm willing to bet it's a fucking bug. That they're just not properly, like their hitbox is fucked or something.
It's got to be. Willers is so we're like 11 days into the wipe, and like 48 hours ago, Willers posted a screenshot. He's at 100 mil. And people are like, yo, do you have Bitcoin farm? He's like, I haven't touched my hideout. Oh, how did you are you like PvPing? And he was like,
well, that's the thing. If you don't touch your hideout, like there's multiple ways of making money at the beginning.
There's a million ways.
If you don't touch your hideout and you're not necessarily even going for quests, a lot of actually the quest items don't matter as much because most of them are found in raid now. But the what the fuck was I gonna say?
Well, you're saying you can make more money by not touching your hideout.
If you don't, because everybody needs those items.
But that's
if you just forget about it. Now what's gonna happen is in the middle term, he's not necessarily going to make as much money, but it doesn't matter because he's already set himself up.
Exactly. He basically just ran interchange, and he's got like an 89% survival rate, and he would just hit the back of all the stores, computers, corrugated hoses, bum bum bum, from one end to the other, extract. I mean, he's Will, he's a great PvPer. If he gets into PvP, he fights, he wins, and he just rolls through interchange. And that's exactly what he said. He said, I'm gonna make my 100 mil, my 200 mil. Then I'm going to start questing. And then a month from then, when all the hideout items are worthless, I'm going to buy my way through the hideout for an 1/8 of the price. And I was like, damn, dude, you're like 900 IQ in this thing, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah. So I've been going for that's like the 900 IQ strat. The other 900 IQ strat is just try to build forward really quickly so that all of you fill out the hideout, you're investing all your money up front, and then if you can do that fast enough, then you can craft shit out graphics hoses. Cards and hoses and bitcoins, and you can just shit out money. Whereas if you do that 6 months from now, the things you're shitting out
are worth so much less.
The inputs won't be worth a lot, but neither will the outputs. Now, if you can find the inputs in raid and then turn that into huge value, with much more rarer things, like once my money stabilizes, because I'm really close to maxing out the hideout, then I might be doing a lot more of the buying $1.7 million you know what? I'd have to look to see. So the military batteries are like, over 1.5 million, and then you can buy you can craft it with a Leatherman multi-tool, which you could just buy from a trader.
Oh, yeah.
And it takes 2.5 hours, and you get 5 car batteries.
Yep.
So I just did that to get all the batteries for the quest. But I wonder how much they go for on the flea market, because now I've got a bunch left over. Oh, they're 235. So 235 times 5 is...
the car bats? Yeah.
Okay, it's not worth it if you... Yeah. selling the car batteries is, you're looking at like 1.1 million. So yeah, that won't necessarily be worth it. But
bro, what you do is you plow through the Punisher quest line, get your Epsilon container, and then run reserve. And when you find those tank batteries, plop them in your Epsilon. If you die, you craft car batteries with them. If you live, you sell them for 1.3 mil. You're going to have to limp to extracts because they weigh a bajillion kilograms, but it's a win-win. If you can farm tank batteries, if you know where they spawn and you know reserve well, you can make crazy money with an Epsilon farming tank.
You know what the strat would be? You have one mule.
Oh, yeah.
You have your Epsilon, and you have a mule and like a marked key in your Epsilon, and then you open up marked room and just, you know, loot all around, loot the battery spawns and the fucking tank shell spawns.
Yep.
And if you find a battery, just drop the key in a corner.
Yeah,
as long as you've
just
ensured you're going to get it
in
back
a bush
tomorrow.
Yeah. 100%.
And especially if you have like 3 of those marked keys, like if you just happen to have them, well, you've got enough keys to always be dropping them and getting them back in insurance.
That would be such big brain. That would be such big brain. I do not like playing reserve, but if I did, that would be such big brain. Holy cow.
I haven't really played much reserve, mostly because none of the quests that like matter at the beginning like warrant going to reserve. It's all customs, and then it's all shoreline, and then it's all interchange.
But I hate running into people while I'm questing, but I like playing maps where lots of people are questing because it's the most like organic PvP in the sense of one raid you'll get a dude with a fast MT and a slick, and then one raid you'll get the hatchlings. Like, I was super dreading going reserve. I now have to kill Gluhar for the task. I played my first reserve raid. We found Gluhar. There was, I was trying to be careful. There was a dome sniper sniping all the guards. I was like, no, stop. And then so I tried to make a flank around so I didn't get sniped from him. And on the roof, I heard somebody, and I heard a suppressed M1A. I was like, oh no, this guy's thick. And then his buddy came out, slick, fast MT, MP7, APSX. And I was like, come on, bro. It's like Labs Light. All the Chads are running reserve. And I'm like, no. I just need to kill Gluhar. I mean, I'll do it eventually, but it just felt so as my first quest, and it was just like everybody was stacked.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. Yeah. If you want to make money in Tarkov right now, like spawn, loot, anything, survive raid. It's insane profit. Like, just, I did that. I did the whole video. Everybody, not everybody, a few people got mad at me. It was a clickbaity title, but the video was the best way to make money in Tarkov. And it was just survive your raids. That's it. It's like, you don't have to do a loot run. You don't have to memorize a loot run. You don't have to go for lead X's. You don't have to save up
Look at every container.
You don't have to save up for 226 key, scav factory, loot jackets, run to extract.
Yep.
Stonks. Like, you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's like you don't, and it's not a minimal amount of money. It's crazy money. I was farming lead X's for the quest, you know what I mean? And I was farming lead X's, and I was thinking to myself, like, thank God I'm not doing this for profit, because I could make infinitely more money going customs, avoiding PvP, and just surviving.
Just grabbing
infinitely
trash,
more money.
yeah.
But you know, farming lead X's and getting these keys is like a highly regarded, this is one of the best ways to make money. And I couldn't find the damn lead X for the stupid quest for so long. You know what I mean? I was like, dude. So anybody that's out there that wants to know how to make money, it's like, just survive, loot anything you can. Chances are one of the things you have is worth way more than it should. Sell it on the flea market and you're good to go. It's crazy.
So that's kind of closer to, like, I remember I mentioned this to Nikita way back in the day on one of the podcasts that the BSG did, where I basically said, like, I was trying to convince him, or I wasn't trying to convince him. I was trying to say, like, PvP is not worth it. And this was before, probably even before the flea market. I'm like, it's just not worth it to do PvP because the risk reward is not there. Like, if you die to a pistol boy, he's just gotten a 10x his investment, and you know you're gonna die 1 out of 8 of the raids that you do. So like, it doesn't make sense. And if you kill him, you only get a pistol and a low price fucking dog tag.
Yeah.
And his response to that was, and this is fair, was Tarkov isn't about PvP. It's about survival.
Yeah.
So that's part of the reason why I get such a bad taste in my mouth when I fucking I loot a bunch of shit. I kill a scav. I find a red key card. I manage to make it out of shoreline, out the back way. Like, I was in a 1v3 and I survived by avoiding the fight, by pushing them away. That's like the ultimate strategy that I think Nikita wants us. And I get punished, and the punishment costs me 48 million fucking rubles.
Yeah, by
because all I needed to do was sit in a bush for 3 minutes, and now I earn it. Well, I don't cover my fucking code, and that
red key card.
When I've got 1,000 or 2,000 viewers at the time, that someone's gonna fucking
for sure.
Half of them are gonna spawn or scav in, and 2 of them are gonna definitely get in, and I'm fucked.
100%. That's not even like look at me, big streamer. If you found a red key card and don't cover your raid code, half of your viewers just scabbed into your raid, bro. That's just how it is. Like, and if you have to wait 6 minutes in a bush, bro, you're done. It's crazy because by every stretch of the imagination, by every definition of the word, you played a survival game. You found guys, you didn't just shift W them, you tried to fight them, you backed off the fight, you looted, you killed the AI, you found an extract, you went for it. It just happened to be 6 minutes instead of 10, and you happened to get 598 XP instead of 600 XP. I was watching Landmark today, and he was saying, like, we could talk at length about the mechanic as a whole and how to rework the mechanic, because we have talked at length about how it irks me. Call it something else. Don't call it found in raid, because what irks me is, like, I killed this guy in raid. That's where I found it. And also I crafted this out of raid. This doesn't make sense. So call it something else, because it triggers me. But as some sort of like temporary thing or band-aid, like there could be a warning when you are extracting. It's just red. It's orange instead of green. And it's like, you don't have enough XP. So it's not like a thing in the corner that always tells you how much XP you have or whatever, but it's just like the extract time is the same. It's just orange, and it says, this will not be a survive or something. Just so that you know.
I wonder if they might not have the data.
Like during the raid, they might process it all after.
It could be something that you get from the server later, or who knows where the information comes. Be the biggest like. But to that idea, as much as I agree with you, I honestly think the whole run through mechanic, it just doesn't make sense at all. I would much rather see them remove it, because all they need to do is tweak the like 4 quests that it's remotely relevant to. Something like the guide where you have to go, if you just spawn in on factory, you run 17 steps and you extract. That's what they want. That's the reason why run throughs
existed, like way before Flea Market, way before.
Was because a bunch of the quests was like, you have to do something and then survive. It's like they don't want you to just leave. Okay, well then build it into the requirements that it's not just spawn and leave. Make it so that you have to defend an area or plant something and then defend it for 3 minutes. Like you've instantly solved the problem without fucking over people who, like, if you instantly get shot and almost like down to 2 HP and you use all your meds, or you get in a crazy fight and you're out of ammo, the smart right thing to do is extract, right? But instead you have to like give up any, if you happen to find a marked key or something, it's like, well, now I lose all the value because I want to live. Like, no, if you want me to survive, if you want this to be a survival game, don't put a time limit on my survival. And don't put my surviving quickly as a penalty. A bad thing,
and I get
because that's the whole fucking point.
So absolutely. So like run throughs have been in the game since the beginning for that reason, because the questing, and they want you to stay in the raid. And then they tied run throughs to the found in raid mechanic post Flea Market, because post Flea Market was when hatchet running went from a meme to what a lot of people thought was a freaking disease, because you could, and this went back to risk reward, which we talked about a lot. I could just go in with a hatchet, run straight to shoreline, loot all my things, run straight out the back. And if it's in, I'm just farming, I'm risking nothing, and I'm farming money. And so they tied that in, but it is such, which I don't want either. I don't want to play shoreline and know that if I didn't get God spawn, you just don't even go to the resort because the guy did. But the flip side of that is exactly that, where it's like they don't want you going to specific loot areas, rinse, repeat, just go there, leave, go there, leave, go there, leave. But
so fucking dynamic loot spawns.
Exactly. But then exactly that hurts if you do go in and you're playing slow and you loot a jacket, dude, and you pull that crazy thing. You're like, and now you want to get out, but you're penalized. Yeah, you have to stay in the raid. Literally,
Imagine you had the mission to kill Osama bin Laden, right? The fucking Navy SEALs or whatever, kill Osama bin Laden, and they kill him, and they're like, could you take the picture? And then it's like,
now wait.
You have got to wait, though. Wait.
Before we extract
No, I have my objective has been found. I've done the thing. Let me get the fuck out of here, you know? Like, so if I'm looking for something and I find it, so if they make in the future, if they rework the loot spawns, then it's much rarer that the first jacket you look in, you know, or the first safe that you find or whatever, like if you go to the one place where something spawns, if things can spawn anywhere, then it's much more likely that you're not going to find the valuable thing in the first 10 minutes. That you could, you'll find stuff all over the place because it won't be everybody instantly goes to 226 and 310, and then you know now all the other loot is just mediocre bullshit. So, I mean, they could if they did that, then they could get rid of the found in raid, and if you find a red key card 10 seconds into a raid and you get out, you fucking earned it. Like you got lucky.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to act like a bonehead.
I have a clip, dude. It's going in my next YouTube video. I scav in, I find a flash drive. I'm like, homies, let's go. This is the last one I need. It's interchange, and I run to the extract, and I lay down, and I'm talking to chat. I'm like, okay, the found in raid mechanic is weird. Because if you scav on factory when there's only 9 minutes left in the raid, if you spawn in and have a red key card, you can run directly to the extract, and it counts. It's survived. Because they can't make you wait 10 minutes if there's only 9 minutes left. So some people
it's like when the raid starts, right?
Yeah. So some people think that means that scavs don't get run-throughs. So that's a little bit of misinformation because of that. And then some people are like, as long as the original raid timer has been for 10 minutes, then you get it. And then some people think that from the minute you spawn in the raid, it has to be 10 minutes. So I had a flash drive, and I'm literally laying down next to the extractive interchange talking to chat. And I'm like, I need this flash drive. How much time do I have to wait? What's going on? A dude runs to the extract, peeks in the thing, and just shoots me. And I was like, God dang it. Like, I had the thing.
You probably could have gotten out.
Yeah, I had the thing. Like, it was just it felt so bad. You know what I mean? So.
But for some reason, they're more worried about people cheesing their badly designed quests by just running in and running out.
Yeah.
And they're worried about, I bet you if I told Nikita, hey, I went in, I got in a fight, I survived a 1v3, didn't kill them, but then I looted 3 stories with a bunch of locked rooms, I killed a scav, and then I extracted. And because it was 7 minutes long, I lost 49 million rubles. But if I had waited and arbitrarily just sat in a bush for 3 minutes, effectively exit camping,
that's hardcore.
Then I earned, and I bet you he'd either be like, yeah, that sucks, or I really should send him a message and just be like, what do you think about this? Because, like, if you want me to survive, you want me to get out, I feel like I earned that, you know. Just like when I was doing the guide, I forget what I did, but I ran from one end of woods to the other, killed a couple of scabs, like healed a bunch because I got injured, and then it was like, and then I exfilled, and it was like a run through, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, I got to do it all again because I got out in 9 minutes.
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like it's interesting because it touches so many things. It touches the loot economy not being dynamic. It touches the quest design, it touches extract availability, and it touches spawns. And that's why I think Shoreline is often the map, because Shoreline's a cool map. It's a big open map. And because loot isn't dynamic, it means the 85% of the map that's not the resort, like late wipe, often gets ignored. And because their spawning system, because of that, it corrupts their spawning system, because 2 of the spawns you can just throw a rock and hit the resort. The other spawns, you have to run a couple football fields. And then it also corrupts their extract strategy, because 50% of the time, you could spawn God spawn, run into East, get a LEDX, and extract from the raid, and you ran 200 yards the whole raid. And so it touches everything. And their fix for it is to not address any of those things, but just like, now you just got to wait in the bush. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. I get that it's a complicated issue, and I can appreciate
it's because they
all
don't
the
see
things
the problem
that lead to it, but it's rough.
It all comes down to all the fucking game design things that they don't really see the forest for the trees. Like, and the community doesn't either. They think found and raid is good because it prevents hatchlings from grabbing stuff. It's like, but there are ways that they could do that more effectively without fucking over all of the things that I think a lot of people would consider like legit, which is 8 minutes of fighting that doesn't necessarily net you a kill, and a bunch of looting and then killing an AI and then getting out. Like, that's more action than somebody walking around nighttime shoreline for 11 minutes and then they leave. You've done nothing except walk around. Right? Yeah. So, I mean, maybe they just need, like, killing one scav should be 600 XP. Like, somebody brought up a good point that, like, whenever you loot something, or like it shows up in the bottom corner how much loot XP you got. So there's some sort of XP table in raid. That's actually how a friend of mine, when he touches every scav that he sees, because he kind of knows a relative range for the XP that you get for searching a scav. And if you search a scav and as soon as you touch him, it's like 600 XP, you just know they have something valuable on them. And so there's that type of information is in raid. So interesting.
Oh yeah. I was like, dude, how do you know that? And he was like, there's something here. And it'll be like fuel conditioner or flash drive, or it's interesting.
Damn. Okay. That's good to know.
But anyways, moving on to some other wife stuff, the new guns. We got both vectors. We got the 300 Blackout MCX and we got the Mark 18 338 Lupua.
UMP.
Oh, and the UMP.
Was it your video that was like, is the UMP good?
Yeah.
I don't know what your summary was, but I fucking hate it. I think it sucks. I mean, like, it's fine. It's viable. Yeah. It's just like, compared to anything else, why would I use that kind of thing?
That was 100%. It's like, if I have one in my stash and I want to go budget, I enjoy using the gun. It's fun. It's a fun gun. It's small SMG. But if I have 50,000 rubles and I want to buy a gun, I'm never buying a UMP. Ever.
Yeah, no.
Like, you know what I mean? There's just...
I'd buy an MP7 or...
a Vector. They changed the price of the Vectors. The first day of the wipe, a Vector was 2,000 more rubles than a UMP or something like that. It was stupid. It was like, what? It was crazy.
The first time I got the UMP, I was so excited and I shot it. I was like... Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? Just threw it on the ground. Like, get out of here. It's like when you go to shoot... What fucking gun is it that has a really slow fire rate? Oh, it's like the AK 101 or just like compared to an M4 or an HK, it's like it's the same thing but just shoots slower. Like, I'd much rather have an ADAR because I can pull the trigger fucking faster than this thing shoots.
The drop is crazy, dude. The drop is nuts. I don't know in real life 45 ACP, Chad, you can tell me, but in this game it drops like a stone, bro. If you spawn customs and you're by the train and you like saw somebody else run across the land bridge and they're over there by the tank, you have to shoot it at like a 45-degree angle to try and hit the dude. It's crazy.
I wonder if that's just like the optics and or the zeroing being fucked like they are with
maybe.
the VSS.
I have no idea. It's crazy. Yeah. I use
because the VSS only doesn't have
AP ammo, so maybe it is something like that. Maybe AP is a slower round, or it's just not the one at 0.2. If you're using a UMP and you're not using AP ammo, you're shooting yourself in the face. Like, you're shooting so slow. If you're not using the best ammo, you're just like not.
Yeah,
it's rough.
I was using the Val, or no, it was the VSS the other day, and if you use the PK06 close range, the dot is pretty close, but I was using one of the EOTechs, and it was like the bullets were shooting, and everybody was. I was shooting at a scav like 20 meters in front of me as he was walking, and it was like click, 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 and I'm like, am I fucking like what's going on? So, but now everybody was like, oh, it's just dropping. It's like, well,
20 meters.
Yeah, like it shouldn't. Like, if I have an optic right? And it's 0 to 50 meters or whatever. If they're 30 meters, it should more or less be right on the fucking dot. Like it's just like, but what's actually happening is the bullets are going over the dot. So if I'm head tapping, it's going right 8 inches above their head. Because after the raid, I went into the hideout and aiming here was hitting like forehead.
Jeez.
So aiming here is you're just completely fucking whiffing. Yeah. But if you have a PKO 6, it's right. And people are like, oh, it's supposed to be like that. It's like, fuck you, no, it's not.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's a video game. When you aim at something, you're supposed to be able to shoot at it. How about the vectors? Have you used the vectors at all?
I have a little bit, and I've really liked them. I don't remember if I've gotten into like many fights with the vector against like higher tier gear.
Yeah.
But I think it feels good. It shoots fast. Yeah, it's fun. I think it's like the MP7. It feels a lot like that.
Your boy's gonna be a vector main at the end of the patch, dude. Holy
I'm gonna buy a vector fucking right now. Now I want to use it.
Where's the note? I did the video. I can't find it. I did the video on the vector.
Where do you buy the vector?
Skier. 2 and 3. 2 for 9mm, 3 for
45. 59K and 55K. I'm gonna buy the fucking 45, I think.
So yeah,
unless the 9mm is better for some reason, I wouldn't guess.
So the 45 shoots 150 rounds per minute faster, 1100 rounds per minute. It's disgusting. But so this is the breakdown. I'll give you the real quick rundown of the video I did. I just did a video which vector is better.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so 45 is 1100 rounds per minute. 9mm is 950. 950 rounds per minute is so fast. So it's like enough. But for 5K rubles, you get faster. Here's the deal. Max mag size is 30 rounds, whereas in the 9mm you can put the Glock 50s. And at 1100 rounds per minute, you've dumped a 30-round mag in 1.5 seconds. So you can't miss because you're out of ammo. You're just like, oh no, I'm out of ammo.
It's like the Val with the 30-round mags.
Yeah, with the 20s. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, 2020.
And then the other infuriating thing is you can only buy 3 mags every reset.
You can buy 7 vectors, but only 3 mags.
3 mags. Yep. So you got 1 in the gun.
They're probably so expensive, huh? On the flea market too.
Oh, in the flea market, yeah. Last time I checked, they're like 100K. I'm sure it's leveled off, but it was stupid expensive. So if you have no vector juice and you're like, I want to run a 45 vector, you can buy the gun, you can buy 3 mags, and then you have to buy 13 round mags for a gun that shoots 1100 rounds per minute.
So
it's just burst mode at that point.
I was running the vector at the beginning and I was only using those mags. I don't know. I don't think I had unlocked the bigger mags yet, but I was doing work with it, just going like it was almost like treating it like a shotgun where you're like
yeah.
It was a lot of fun going in with like 30 fucking magazines because it just felt like a bolt action.
Yeah,
you know?
Basically it's like a spray. Yeah, they both have 2-round bursts, which is kind of cool. So it's single fire 2-round burst. And then here's the breakdown on the ammo. 7 and 31, which is the 9mm, right, has 36 pen and 52 damage. 9mm 45 AP has 36 pen, 70 damage. So 3 less pen and like 18 more damage. So 3 less pen at 150 higher fire rate is irrelevant. But now you've got 70 damage. So you're like annihilating stuff. Like even scav bosses with...
How much is the pen?
36 pen on the 45. And on 7 and 31 9mm, it's 39. So 3 difference.
So now note that if it was 31 versus 34,
yes,
that 3 difference is...
It is significant.
Much smaller than going up to 39 is much more.
It is.
But still, with the fire rate,
the fire rate's crazy.
Definitely negates that.
Fire rate's crazy, and the recoil on both of them is so good that if you're halfway decent at keeping on somebody's head, even at 36 pen, a fast MT face shield is only class 3. You know what I mean? And then an Alton face shield, like if you've got 30 rounds and you're messing up their vision, you're punching through it eventually. It shoots so fast. So the availability of the magazines is a huge cuck for it. It's so frustrating. But the 45 Vector is crazy good. Now, the other thing to think about is that 9mm flies much, much straighter. So at any range, like if you're trying to single tap somebody at 50 meters with either Vector, the 9mm is going to do much better. But if you're running labs, if you're running factory, if you're running customs dorms, the 45 Vector is disgusting. Like, it's so good. As far as like damage per second, you know what I mean? 70 damage, 30 rounds in 1.6 seconds, you're doing 2,100 damage. It's just like, like it's nuts. But
where do you buy the AP for fucking the 45?
Peacekeeper.
I see there's Hydra Shock, there's Laser Match,
it's
and
probably
there's
sold
FMJ.
out. It's wait, what level?
Oh, it's out of stock. Yeah. You can fuck.
It is.
God damn it.
You can buy 200 of them, and then here's what's also crazy. I went down this rabbit hole, and I know you appreciate this stuff. So the 45 AP, which is a good round, 36 pen, 70 damage, is 3 USD a round. But if you buy 100, it only costs 210 USD. So it's 2.1 USD a round. And then 9mm AP, which is the second best, 9mm AP has 30 pen, is 4 USD a round. So if you can just get the mags, bro, it's a great value and it's really effective. If you can just get the mags, it's crazy.
Yeah, I gotta see. I don't know about you, but my fucking like flea market and everything has just been so jacked up today. I mean, everything. Dude. Like Discord's been fucked. Twitch was fucked. I don't know if it's like CloudFront hosting or what.
It's gotta be
something is fucking bad.
I felt
today.
so bad for Landmark, dude. He had 120K viewers and Twitch went down. I was like, yikes.
And then it came back.
And then it came back, and now he's back.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
okay, wait. Speaking of Landmark, real quick, did you see the clip where he killed? I think it was Killa. And he was searching his pockets, and the last slot was one of those, like, you know, the slots where it shows like lines that you can't loot it yet, like under, and it was a thick case. He hovered over it and it said thick in Killa's pocket.
What?
And he just like ran away. He's like, "What the fuck, dude? It's a thick case, Nikita!" Like, I don't know if he ended up getting it, if he could loot it. He didn't have a backpack at the time, so he wouldn't have even been able to grab it. Actually, you can't put it in a backpack, can you? Oh, so you can't even...
What?
So I don't know. I'm sure it was just a fucking bug or something, but...
Dude, what? Somebody in chat posted the clip. Dude, what is that? That's crazy, bro.
He hovers over and it said thick, and I don't know if that was just like a bug, like it had the wrong ID or whatever, but... You couldn't even if you could loot it, you can't.
No, like, you can't. It's got to be, there was some sort of bug. That's crazy, though. That's crazy. Feels super bad. MCX, you tried that out? 300 Blackout?
That's going to be my new main, I think.
I haven't used one yet, so I don't know.
It's sexy, dude. It feels like, if you've ever used like honey badgers in any of the other games, like the COD games or whatever, it's something that's got a little bit more. It's like between an AK and an M4.
Okay.
But it sounds sick. It feels sick. It just is fucking sick, dude. It looks first gun.
Dope, bro.
Honestly, I wanna, like, someone asked me what my favorite gun was, and I've always said RSAS, and now I kind of like want to say that it's that gun. I just feel like that's like going to be everybody's favorite gun, because it's but maybe not. I don't know.
I haven't seen too many. I've died to maybe one or two, not a crazy amount.
Dude, it's sick.
That's dope.
It's sick. You should use it. It's fucking awesome.
I need to try one. I've got enough cash now. Early wipe, I'm just like a use what's in your stash idiot. You know what I mean? It's like, you have guns, don't buy guns. Like, I feel so bad buying guns. So, but now I've got enough cash flow that I need to buy an MCX and kit it out and like run it.
I finally took it was like close to the end of my stream the other day, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna put a few 100,000 rubles and a few thousand USD into buying the Lapua.
That was my next question.
The new DMR, and it was like, you can buy like 10 rounds of the ammo, like this. It's like whatever, 30 round limit or something super low. So it's like I had like 5 magazines full of the good stuff, whatever I could buy, because they're only 10 round mags. And then I just like kitted it out, made it look sick, and I spawned on Shoreline. Ended up like running for forever, getting into the first floor shoreline, seeing a guy, like hearing him down the hallway, peek, dead. It's like, didn't even get to fucking shoot it. Like,
that's my fear.
Sick. I just spent 700,000 rubles or whatever for like the whole kit, or just the gun and the ammo, and it's like, didn't even get to use it. Rad.
Yep. That's my least favorite thing, bro.
And it would and I'm sure like it would probably perform the same as like an RSAS. Like it's just a semi, like, or an M1. Like I know the bullets are nuts, but most of the like M61 and M80, those are still nuts too. It's like 1 to 2 shots kill you. So
it just sounds so good. That's the thing.
I didn't even get a chance to hear it.
That's the thing, is that like, the bullet is 78 pen. That doesn't matter. Anything over 60, it doesn't matter. It does a ton of damage too, which I think is what makes the AP round. I'm glad you can't buy those. It's found in raid only. But yeah, exactly. Like there's a lot of rounds in the game that can one tap, so it's not that crazy. It just sounds like a monster, dude. It's like a cannon. It's, oh my God. It's nuts. They're crazy. But yeah, they're really expensive.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll if I pick it up, I'll probably use it, but I don't know. Unless for some reason I get like uber rich. These days I've just been like, I get $1 million, $1.5 million, and it's like buy 2 things for the flea market or for the hideout, and it's like when I'm broke again, have a couple of good raids, instantly spend all the. So it'll be really nice once I get past a few of these quests that I'm like blocked on.
Yep.
And I finally get the hideout, the last levels with hideout sort of stuff.
Yep.
Then I can actually start like saving some fucking money.
Yeah. It gets me every time. We've talked about it before, but it's always such a cuck that you like. The minute you get to level 40, it's like, I have access to all the new stuff. I can use whatever I want. Every quest is use a pack gun, a 6B47. You got to kill 30 PMCs with a shotgun. You got to go here and it's just like, come on. I've been using shotguns the whole damn wipe because it's all I could afford. Now I'm level 40 and I want to use some stuff. And it's like, nah. Yeah, so it's whatever. The other big thing is just woods. How are you feeling about the new woods?
I love it. I really love it. I think it's sick.
It's so dope.
I hate Sturman more than anything because I think he might be the most broken. And it's so funny. Like last time when we talked to Willers, he was saying how Sturman's like the easiest one.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I just don't understand, because if I know Sturman is over there, if I'm like, okay, I know he's over there. He was just fighting some. Cool, let me just peek up. I'm dead. What the fuck?
It's like, crazy.
Like he's got a heartbeat sensor, and he went 3 shots, just a triple burst with the SVD, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
Nothing I can do. I went and did the one run I did that was a nighttime woods run. I'm like, this is going to be the run. I did immersion, turned off the camera, and I'm like, I want to do a night vision, like sick woods run, and I want to try and find some of the cultists.
Yeah.
And it ended up being like me over by like the wood mill with like the stacks of wood.
Yeah.
Just like I'd kind of peek out and I couldn't see fucking anything, and it was just like boom, 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 like bullets coming in, and then I'd wait 10 minutes, peek out the other way, boom, 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 and it's like, what the fuck? Like I couldn't move, and then I ended up dying. To one, not even Sturman, one of his homies, just fucking lasered me down, and it's like they can see you and they hit you. They're far too accurate. Their perception is way too good.
Yeah.
He's sitting there without any night vision, and he can see me 150 yards away and hit me, no problem, instantly when I peek out. Like, I can't even peek out and focus to see where he is because I'm dead, you know?
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah, it's like I like the concept of them throwing a lot of shots your way. They're just so accurate. You know what I mean?
I wish there were more stormtroopery.
Yeah, and well, no, for real. Like I'm actually okay with them. Like, kind of holding my position and laying into me as soon as I peek. It would feel like a firefight. You know what I mean? But yeah, they're just like, it's just headshots. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Or if he's got 7 and 1, even a thorax, unless you're wearing class 5, is gonna wreck you. You know what I mean? So it's,
and even if you are wearing class 5, he's gonna hit you. Like if you die to him with a 3-round burst, the first bullet probably killed you, and the other 2 were irrelevant.
You just heard them.
If you're wearing a Korund, if you survive the first one, the second or third is gonna hit you in the chest and kill you, right? Like, so it's irrelevant. Like there's nothing preventing him from hitting 2 or 3 shots on you before you even get a chance to see where he is, you know? So
all of the scav bosses, the strat is get them moving. Holy cow. This wipe, every time I've killed Sanitar 4 times, I've killed Reshala twice, I've killed Sturman 3 times. It's you throw a nade, you do anything, because they are just, their AI, they go from gun mode to run mode, and the minute they start running, they know, like the AI knows where it's going to stop running, and it just doesn't stop running till it gets there. I heard Sanitar running, I peeked him, I had AP20, it was like gung, 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 and then he falls over dead, and he didn't try to shoot me at all, you know what I mean? So nades, it's all about getting him running, because then you can just own him. It's crazy. I got super lucky. I had the Sturman quest. I already turned in his key, but I needed to kill him again. And I spawned woods. We ran all the way up to the sniper rock, and I just laid down. I was like, oh, he's right there. What's the drop? And I was like, sweet. And we just left.
Hell yeah.
The new woods is sick, though. Like, I love how easy it is to get up sniper rock. I love you can almost 360 that rock, by the way. Like, you can look over every section of the map. The jump spots are crazy. The new area is pretty cool. Like, they still have some work to do with like spawns. There's still a few spawns where you can just like look that way. There's a 2-man, like, you know what I mean? But holy cow, dude, the new woods is sick. I like the amount of areas, dude. It gives me DayZ vibes. Running around the new area, not knowing where I am, and it's just trees, bro. Like, it makes me want to stop shift Wing, and it makes me want to like, all right, like, where do I want to go? Oh, is there loot over there? It's just like it.
Because anybody can be anywhere at any time. It's so much less predictable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually pissed the first day. I had like a 45-minute raid. It was awesome. I literally like looped all the way around the map, and I had like a car battery, like a fucking just all the junk that's like I had like 3 hoses, like just so much shit. I had killed the dude with like a 6 sniper rifle. I forget which one it was, the like T1000 or whatever the fucking thing is. Had just a bunch of suppressors. It was just like the perfect raid. And then I come up on a bridge that has like the sign that's like, don't go this way. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go towards the bridge. I'm just going to continue to wrap around. But so the sign is to your right, telling you not to go this way. And then over like 20 meters to the left is a sign pointing that way, telling you not to go this way. So I'm just walking along the coast like I have been for the last 20 minutes. And all of a sudden, kaboom, I get hit with a sniper shot in the chest. I'm like, what the fuck? And of course I go prone because I'm like looking for the sniper, not realizing that like the sniper scav, they're not like entities. No. It's just like you have 2 seconds until you die.
Yep.
You know, and I went prone behind a tree and just pop, dead. It was like, I was so fucking mad because I paid attention to the signs. It just it was shitty signage. If you don't want me to go there, be less bad about where you fucking put your signs.
And put more signs, because if they're 40 meters apart, you can just kind of accidentally stroll right between them. Yeah. It definitely makes, I will say that removing all the walls makes the map feel huge, even bigger than it is. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And more like immersive. I like the new woods. It's dope. I feel like they can tinker a little bit with scav spawns. When you have to kill 15 scavs, it feels like you're running all over the place trying to find them. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like they didn't add any scavs. They just added 6 more scav spawns. But dude, it's fun. It's like, it's crazy. It's crazy how good they are at designing maps. Like, you know what I mean? The past few...
That was one guy. You know, Woods was one guy.
Really? It's
the whole Woods expansion was one dude.
Because like, you see Reserve and you see Customs expansion and you see Labs was the map before Reserve, and then it was Reserve, and then it was Customs expansion, and it's like, man, they've got like buildings down pat, they've got like military bases down pat, and it's like, but what's the Woods expansion gonna feel like? And it's so good. It's so good, and you're just like, damn, they've got map design down, bro. They're insane. Make all the games, please. Like, dude,
they've got map design down. They've got, like, ignoring their audio engine, they've got like sound design
100%.
Fucking flawless. They've got the 3D modeling and animations are flawless. Like, insane. That's where they're the geniuses when it comes to game design, quest design, RPG design, economy, all of those things. They're fucking fish out of water. But you know, I think they're getting better and better the more
for sure
they see of my videos. And they change something always based on one of my videos, and 1 out of 3 times it's what I was hoping for, and the other 2 it's like 1 out of 3 it's what I was hoping for. Another 1 out of 3 it's not a bad change, but missed the mark. Like when I criticized Shooter Born in Heaven, so then they made it 100 meters instead of 150, and it was like, it's better, but the whole point is that arbitrary distances, 3 headshots on 4 maps, that's the point that sucks.
Yeah.
The distance doesn't matter. But now it's going to be a little bit better, a little bit easier. And then the other 1/3 of the time they just do the wrong thing, like introduce find and raid.
Yeah.
And then now everybody blames me when it's like, listen, I didn't propose.
I didn't
found
say
and raid.
that. It was stuff needed to change, but I wasn't saying we needed to go that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but overall, man, it's been good. It's been fun. It's been fun to start everything back over. You know what I mean? Like, of course, you've already got your people with, everything max and like classics armors and stuff like that. But for the most part, man, it's fun. Fights are fun again. You're using worse guns. You're coming across squads of people that don't know what they're doing. And it's just, I don't know, man. It's been fun. I've been digging it.
Agreed.
And then we've had drops for what seems like forever now. It's like the 28th that started. Tomorrow.
I'm ready for it to be over. And I just found out that everybody gets drops again tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Hey, like I don't even want.
Yeah, people are like, you do another 24. I'm like, nope.
I'm going to pick up my wife. Jesus Christ, where's Queen when you need her? I'm going to pick up my sister, her husband, and her 2 kids from the fucking airport tomorrow. I drove them there and I need to go pick them up, and it's like, she's like, can you pick me up tomorrow at 1 o'clock? I'm like, fuck. Like now I guess I'm sleeping until noon and just gonna go pick them up from the airport.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, everybody
so
gets
much for
tomorrow.
drops.
The drops haven't been crazy. You know what I mean? Like it hasn't been anything that I'm like, that feels like economy breaking. Like in the past, some things have been. Yeah, but it's been cool. It's always good for Tarkov. They had like peak viewers. It was like 430,000 viewers at one point.
Oh, it's the ultimate opportunity for the streamers who are fortunate enough to benefit from it. I'm sure there are some people with drops that, especially like up and coming streamers, that they'll go from 7 viewers to 11 viewers, and it like doesn't make a huge difference. It's still better than nothing.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of us that that it can be like life changing to have that one stream where I was able to double my sub count, raise $100,000 for charity, and run a bunch of ads, and then let that money go to charity to some extent. Like it's just like that wouldn't happen if I didn't have the network that I have set up, and drops wasn't a thing. I mean, Battle State is like printing money for the community, for a portion of the community.
Seriously.
Which is like,
and people are like, oh, drops, they're just farming viewers, everybody's AFK. It's like, nope.
So,
you know what I mean? It's like you couldn't just raise $100,000 on Tuesday if you wanted to. Like there were real people in there chatting, engaging, subbing, donating to charity.
On New Year's Eve, which you think would be like normally there wouldn't be people.
They move around the community. It's huge opportunities. I really like the way that they did it. So first drops event 1 year ago, it was like if you got handpicked, you had drops. Everybody had drops the whole time. And then people were like trying to get in, and Dimitri was like adding people, and like I got drops the last few days. I was super excited. And then they did drops event like halfway through the year, and it was kind of like this, where each day different people got drops. This feels like the perfect next evolution, where like 2 of the days everybody gets it. So it's huge opportunities for people who might go from 70 to 300 viewers. That's huge for them, you know what I mean? And then the rest of the days, it's a little bit more focused, and a lot of people, can opportunities for big hosts. You know what I mean? So it felt cool.
I think it would be. It's one of those things like you get a little fatigued with everybody being like, "Do you have drops? Do you have drops? Do you have drops? Are there drops here? Do you have drops?"
Well,
like
11 days is a long time.
Yeah. But I kind of feel like it'd be cool if there's not enough fucking days. I don't know. I was just gonna say like if one person had drops every day. Like that's only 365 streamers, right? But like I don't know, that would just give somebody, give people the chance to, because here's the thing, every day what happened is the 3 or 4 big names were the ones that had 100K. Then like Shroud would have like 40K even without drops, and then everybody else was kind of higher than normal, but still like nothing compared to the 1 or 2 that had 100K. But I don't know, there's probably a bunch of different ways that they could could spread the love a little bit more.
And they've like I was saying, if they continue to evolve it, like this is the best version of it yet, and I'm sure that they'll continue to do it. And it's crazy because this is like they're just kind of pulling this all out of their butts, you know what I mean? Like they're just figuring it out as they go. Dude, I had never even heard of drops before them for Tarkov. Like I'm pretty sure that like this was a big deal for Twitch too. Like I think January 29th or 2020, I think that was like the biggest drops event in history for Twitch. I'm pretty sure. Like they were like,
it was the only one I had heard of.
Yeah, like,
and then it became like a staple for
and then like Valorant and
Hyperscape
or whatever that game was. Like everyone started doing drops. So it's cool to get it's cool to like get buy-in from Twitch now. Like Tarkov is making waves, which helps it assert itself. I mean, 419,000 viewers or 430. That's a lot of freaking people, dude. That's nuts. So
having 100,000 viewers chilling in my chat for 25 hours or whatever. That's
and it's
one
crazy.
Of those things that's like once in a lifetime, once in a career. It just happens. It's happened to me twice. But
I was super. I mean, it like at every level. Like I was really interested, dude. I'm a guy that streams to like 175 to 250 viewers. You know what I mean? And I had 13,000 people. Like I was like, what the frick? Like I really didn't. I was like, either I'm gonna get a big host or I'm not. You know what I mean? Those are the only 2 options. And a third option emerged, and I was like, holy hell, this is crazy. So I know people that normally stream to 11 viewers with like a few hundred, and they're like coming off of cloud 9. I normally stream to a few hundred, and I had 13,000. And then really cool opportunities for people to raise $100,000 for charity with 100,000 people in the chat. So it really is like, as much as of course they can work on spreading the love more, like it was pretty damn spreaded, this time comparatively. Yeah. So it was pretty cool for sure.
Yeah, this was better than last time. So who knows if they'll be able to do it again.
I'm sure
even better,
because they're printing money for themselves too. Like how many freaking games get sold during drops events? Like, so it's a win-win for sure.
That.
But yeah, man. So that's the vibe. I mean, we've already been going for almost 2 hours. It's cool, man. It definitely feels like a good time in Tarkov. So, nothing.
I'm ready to use this fucking vector. I just built 3 vectors, and of course the big mags are 100K. So I have 3 big mags and then a bunch of little 13 rounders. And I'm keeping the big mags in my fucking gamma
because if you die, you can't use them anymore.
Yeah, because then I can't use my other 2 fucking vectors that I bought, and built like an idiot. So
next podcast, we need to talk about. There was like a sleeper podcast they did, and Nikita was a little tipsy during the drops event.
We got Battlestate Games in here. What's up?
Oh, hey. But there was a lot of stuff that Nikita broke down, talking about new scav bosses, talking about the arena mode, there was a bunch of stuff that we can dive into. It's exciting.
Yeah, that'll be dope. Also, is this going to be the first episode that we put up? Yeah. So it's not going to be on Jesse's channel, not going to be on my channel. It's now going to be on the new.
If it lets me post it, it will be on the new podcast. You know what I mean? But it'll be on the new channel. I'll put that
link in chat again. So if you guys want to,
and I'll blow it up in my Discord. I'm sure you'll post about it too. Tell everybody to sub over there.
That's the new channel where the Pogcast is going to go. And then also I'm almost done with the first song in my album, where I am going to be covering. There's 10 songs I selected from the Tarkov OST, which, as you know, is done by Gene Byrne, which, as you know, is Nikita. And all those are such fucking dope tracks.
Dude, they're bangers. It's so good.
I'm going to... I'm instead of doing lo-fi, I'm doing like legit gent metal, because there've been a lot more people that have been asking me for metal stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I just want to cover these songs because they're so good.
Yeah.
And I learned so much about the way Nikita's brain works and the orchestration and everything. So I'm looking forward to it. It's sick.
It's crazy. I forget that he writes all the music. It's so good. It's like, I don't know how he has time. Like, I don't know how you have time to write Tarkov scripture. I don't know how he has time to make music, but it's so good. I want him to like retire early and just make music so I can listen to it all. Like, oh my God, it's so good. So that's cool. The metal covers is gonna be sick. That's gonna be sick. So yeah, bear with me. There's like a 90% chance that before next Thursday, I will have a second child. So things might be up.
Oh my God.
Things might be up in the air for the next 1 to 2 weeks as far as like episodes. But we took a little bit of a break because of holidays and drops and wipe. I'm having a baby next week. But I promise we'll get back to this being a weekly show. There's plenty to talk about. We're launching the new channel. We're talking about all sorts of awesome stuff, podcast merch. It's just there's cool stuff in the works. We're super excited to launch the YouTube channel and kind of get the brand rolling. So thanks for hanging with us. This will go live, on the podcast channel and then audio platforms early next week. And unless something happens, we'll see you guys in like 2 weeks.
Peace.
This is the account of the stash and the raids when they were created, when Nikita made the spawns and the exfils. Now, no loot had yet appeared in raids, and no scav had yet sprung up, for Nikita had not sent juice onto Tarkov, and there was no one to open the crates. But the loot came up from the servers and filled the containers and shelves. Then, Nikita formed a man from loose gear around Kiba and breathed into his nostrils the breath of a spawn, and that man became a bear. Now, Nikita had created an industrial yard in the east in customs, and there he put the PMC he spawned. Nikita made all kinds of trucks grow out of the streets, trucks that were pleasing to the eye and good for cover. In the middle of the yard was the DP truck of knowledge. Nikita took the man and put him in customs to loot it and take care of it. And he commanded the man, "You are free to loot from anywhere in customs, but you must not loot from the DP truck of knowledge. For when you loot from it, you will certainly die." Then Nikita said, "It is not good for a PMC to be alone. I will make him a helper. A suitable helper for him." Now Nikita had formed out of the ones and zeros all the wild scavengers and the birds in the sky. He brought them to the man to see what he would name them, and whatever the man called each of the living creature, that was its name. So the PMC gave names to all the birds in the sky and all the wild scavengers. But for the bear, no suitable helper was found. So Nikita caused the man to fall into a deep sleep, and while he was sleeping, he took the man's hatchet and sliced open his stomach and took the man's rib and then closed it up with a CMS kit. Then Nikita made a woman from the rib he had taken from the man and brought her to the man. "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called Yusek." The bear and his wife were both hatchlings, and they felt no shame.